Guys, there's a question up on the board just while we wait for everyone to join until 5, and I'm looking for the value of X and the value of Y. And you can unmute yourselves and let me know, or you can ask a question, or you can put your answers in the comments if you'd like. But I would like the answer for X and Y, and don't forget to give me the reason when you do that. Okay, I'm just going to wait for a few more people to join. This is going to be using one of the reasons we learned on Wednesday last week. And one of our first reasons that we learned. Hello to those of you who've just joined. There's a question up on the board. I'd like you to try and find X and Y. Don't forget to give me your reasons. You can put your answers in the comments when you are ready. I like that you have an answer. Can you tell me what my reason would be, though? Cool, great, nice. Okay, those who've just joined, there's a question up on the board. I'm wanting you to find X and Y. Don't forget to give me the reasons when you tell me what each is, and you can put your answers in the comments, or you can just unmute and talk to me. Okay, I'm going to give you 2 more minutes on this question, or maybe a couple of extra for those of you who've just come on now. Welcome, everyone. No, the convert's not going to be 30. give you a helping hand here. See if that helps. Beautiful, Norwazi. That's a perfect answer. Now we're just looking for X. Do we have any takers for X yet? I'm seeing some answers for Y. Hello. Oh, it's so close. There we go. Now I'm seeing a nice answer for X. Okay. All right. I'm just turning my video off so I can turn my screen and then let's start walking through this question. I'm seeing some good answers with the 110, but I think you're forgetting about the Y. Okay, so let's have a look. If I'm looking for this first angle, so the first one we're looking for is this angle Y, and it's part of this blue triangle. So I know if I add all three of these angles up together, I need to get 180 degrees. So I can say 30 plus 95 plus Y equals 180 degrees, and my reason would be sum of angles in a triangle. Okay, I saw a reason coming up earlier where it said angles equal 180 degrees, and if you've learned that in class, that's absolutely fine. Okay, now we just have a normal equation, so I'm just going to simplify this and add those two together. So 30 plus 95 is going to give me 125 plus Y, which is 180, and then we're going to move that 125 over. So Y is equal to 180 minus 125, which means Y is equal to 55. Now, if you feel comfortable with your maths, you can jump straight to saying that Y is 55 and putting this reason next to it. So you could jump straight there if you wanted to. Okay. So it only went down. I'm not leaving the question just yet. It just went down because my hand slipped. Don't panic. It's not going anywhere. Okay, so now my answer would be Y is equal to 55. That's our first one. Now I know that this angle in here is 55 degrees. And I need to try and find X. And X is part of this straight line. So a few of you are coming up with 110. And I like that 110 because you're seeing that that 70 plus that 110 has to give me 180 because they're all on a straight line. But you're not taking into account this 55 degrees thing. So we want to say 55, which was our Y that we calculated, plus X plus 70 needs to be 180 because of angles on a straight line. Because remember, all of those angles together need to equal 180. And then we can move those onto the other side. So X equals 180 minus 55 minus 70. And it gives us a total of 55 degrees. So both of them landed up being 55. Okay, can I get an idea of how this question went? Can you tell me? You can either talk to me or you can tell me in the comments if you got both of them. So if you got both X and Y, or if you only got X, or if you only got Y, Or if you got them, but you didn't get the reasons, tell me how this question went. Tell me a few things. Let me know how it went. Okay, that's okay. Did you get the reason for why? Great, that's perfect. That makes me happy. Awesome, did you get both X and Y? Nice, well done, Daphne. Okay, that's fine, Kumbo. Well done for trying. Okay, so from here, we're going to start learning a couple of extra rules. So we're going to add a few new ones to our triangles. We started triangles on Wednesday. We're going to finish off triangles today. So wherever you are writing your reasons and your statements, that book that I told you to do, or if you have a piece of paper where you're keeping them safe, get that piece of paper out. And we're going to start adding to it. Oh, don't worry if you're late. That's okay. All right, so the next one we're going to be learning is called exterior angles of a triangle. Okay, so I'm going to leave this up here so you can put this in your book or on your piece of paper, wherever you're keeping your rules. But the exterior angle of a triangle means that this outside angle, that's what exterior is meaning, so outside angle, is equal to the sum of these two interior angles. So it's saying that A, which is our exterior angle, is equal to B plus C. Okay, and the reason that we use when we're writing this one down, we say exterior, so EXT for exterior, angle of a triangle. Okay, so write this down, make sure you have it somewhere safe. This is like one of those nasty rules that people always forget about, and they don't see it in tests or in get exams. It's something that falls right out of their heads, even in matric. So it's one we need to make sure we practice to make sure we get it right. So A sometimes could be 90 degrees, but not all the time. So for example, if in this question, if C was 20 and B was 60, then A would be 80 degrees. So we would add those two together. So it would be whatever those two angles are on the inside, that's what we would get on the outside. But if both of my angles on the inside were 45, if C was 45 degrees and B was 45 degrees, then A would definitely be exactly. Yes, well done. You got there before I even said anything. Nice. Or even if I had 40 and 50, I could still get 90. So it just depends on what that sum is. Sorry, guys. Okay, does anyone need to sit on this any longer? Just let me know. Put your hand up.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Don't worry, Sia. Thanks for letting me know.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Just going to leave it here a little bit longer for Sia. So you just popped on for us, and then we can move down. Okay, I'm going to try and keep it here for this question so that we can see both at the same time. Okay, so like all of our new rules, when we learn one, I'm going to do the first one with you, and then I'm going to let you try the second one alone. Okay, So the important thing is that we're looking, remember that when we have this reason, this EXT, that means exterior. So it means we have to have an outside angle. Okay, if we're looking at this triangle, there's my triangle. And this angle here, that one, is my exterior angle. Okay, and my exterior angle is equal to the sum of my two interior angles. So here, x is going to be equal to 60 plus 50. And our reason, exterior angle of a triangle. And remember, you could also write it the other way around. You could have said 50 plus 60 equals x. That's also fine. And so x is going to equal 110 degrees. Okay. Let's see how you guys cope for your first one alone. I'm wanting the value of x over there. Don't fall for my trap.
Thank you, ma'am.
You can absolutely answer. Tell me what you're getting for x. Oh, we have two different answers. Let's see if we can have a third person and who they agree with. Nice. Okay. Yes, there we go. Okay, so when we're looking at this question, these two interior angles have to equal my exterior angle. So x plus 55 has to equal 105. And my reason is exterior angle of a triangle. Remember, we need to write our reasons. Every time when we're practicing, we write our reasons, even though it's boring and irritating. But if we don't write it, it's difficult for us to remember. And we're going to move that 55 onto the other side. So we're going to have 105 minus 55. And that means that x is going to equal 50. So those of you who said 50, a big well done. Those of you who said 40, I think you just made a adding error. Just double check and see if you can see where you went wrong. Okay, let's try another one. Oh, you know how I love my equations. Can you try C for me? Now for C, I'm trying to find the value of x. Okay, so be careful with this one. Make sure you write out your full equation. Move things where you need to move them. Do a little helping hand here for you. My little help. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, So I'm seeing some lovely answers coming in. So let's write our steps out. So 3x, that's our exterior angle, is equal to 65 plus x plus 15. And our reason is exterior angle of a triangle. Now I'm going to move that x onto the left. So I'm going to have 3x minus x is equal to 65 plus 15, which is, well, let's just write it like this. And so 3x minus x is going to give us 2x, and 65 plus 15 gives us 80. And so we divide both sides by 2, and so x is 40 degrees. Nice job. Nice work. Okay, let's try something a little bit trickier. In this one, I'm wanting the values for A, B, and C. And it won't necessarily just be one reason that you have to use for this question. Remember, if you want to talk through any of your answers, you just need to unmute yourself and you can let us know what you got. Don't panic. Remember, there are always different ways of doing anything. So look for something that you feel comfortable doing and start there. Lots of different ways to answer this question. You could start with B, you could start with A. The only one you wouldn't be able to start with is C. Careful with A. Think about it like this. Those two together, think about what they have to add up to. That might help a bit. There we go. Nice, Gerald. Nice, Offensive. Don't forget your reasons. And then once you have A, then try and find your next one, and then try and find your next one. Okay, so the answers that have come in so far, A is 58 degrees. Well, let me write it the longer way in case anyone is still struggling. A plus 122 has to equal 180 because of angles on a straight line. Okay, and then I'm going to move that 122, and so A would be equal to 58 degrees. Cool. So now we know that this A is 58. Great, and I'm seeing exterior angle reason come up. That's awesome. Okay, our next one you could do either C next or you could do B next. You can see which one you prefer. But if I was looking for B, I would say B plus 58 plus 80. And it's because I'm looking inside this triangle over here, has to equal 180 degrees. Sum of angles in a triangle. And I'm seeing lots of people getting that answer right, which is awesome. So for B, I'm moving the 80 over and the 58 over, and I get 42 degrees. Okay, so now I know that this here is 42. And then for C, you can do whichever one you prefer. If you feel uncomfortable with exterior angles, you could also just say angles on a straight line. Or you could say C is equal to 58 plus 80, the two interior angles, exterior angles of a triangle. And so C is 138 degrees. No, it's always okay to do things in a different way. It doesn't matter. It doesn't all have to be the same. That's the cool thing about geometry. It's however you see the question. Okay. Great. Nice job, guys. You did really, really well there. Okay, I'm going to move down. So the first two are nice and easy, and then the third one gets a little bit nastier. So if you're really feeling good with these, I'd like you to try all three of those. If you're struggling, you may want to just focus on A and B. So just see however you're feeling with these questions. That's what you should sort of, if you really, really just like, if nothing is sinking in and you feel like I'm speaking a completely different language to you, then just ignore C for the moment and focus on A and B. If you're feeling good with them though, then I want you to give all three a try. The two hands that are up at the moment, is that a question or are you needing to see something again? Time thing. Okay. Which one are you needing to see? Where are my reasons? Both of you. I'm seeing these beautiful answers and I'm not seeing any reasons. Ah, my first reason. Thank you. Now you're automatically my favorite. Okay. Beautiful answers coming in. Let's have a look. Nice. So yeah, again, we've got a triangle. Our exterior angle, so our outside angle, is equal to the sum of the two opposite interior angles. So x is equal to 25 plus 35 exterior angle of a triangle. And so x is equal to 60 degrees. That's our first answer. Beautiful. For our second one, we're also looking at this triangle with this exterior angle. But now our unknown is on the inside. So we're going to say 150 is equal to x plus 65. And again, our reason here is exterior angle of the triangle. I'm going to move that 65 over. So 150 minus 65 is equal to x, which means x is equal to 85 degrees. So those of you who've gotten those first two right, well done. Excellent. Nice job for putting them in the comments. Just make sure that you're always giving me my reasons. Canva, where is my reason? I know you know the reasons. Okay, I'm just going to give everyone a little bit longer to try and digest C before I go through its answers. But I'm seeing some nice answers coming through. And then we're going to do another one of these, and then we're going to learn our next reason for the day. Okay, here we have our triangle again. Nice and wazy. That's our exterior angle, and we're going to add our two opposite interior angles. So we're going to say 4x is equal to 2x minus 10 plus 48. And our reason is exterior angle of a triangle. Okay, so I'm going to keep my x's on one side and my numbers on the other side. 4x minus 2x is going to equal negative 10 plus 48. Remember, if you're really good with equations and you can do this and miss the step, that's totally fine. Okay, negative 10 plus 48 is 38. And we're going to divide both sides by 2, and we get 19 degrees. Well done. Okay. I'm gonna Okay, you know what I'm going to do? If you're finding these easy, then I want you to give both of these a try. If you are not finding them easy, then I only want you to try D. E is a challenging question. So if you're struggling, then rather skip E for the moment and focus on a question like D. And we will go through both of them when everyone is ready. But for D, I'm looking for the value of X, and for E, I'm looking for the value of X, Y, and Z. I can definitely go back up. There we go. and reasons. Well done. That's what I'm wanting to see. Okay, so those of you who are having answers coming through for D, I'm loving the answers that are coming in. Okay, there's my triangle. My exterior angle is 3x. So I'm going to say 3x is equal to x plus 40. And my reason is exterior angle of a triangle. And so 3x is equal to 2x plus 40, which means x is equal to 40 degrees. Well done to those of you who got there. Okay. If you got D, then I think you should give E a try. Remember, we're going to be using different rules. We're not just going to be using exterior angle of a triangle for E. We're going to be using a whole bunch of different rules. Think about things that are next to each other. Canva, that's perfect. And your reason is perfect. Nice. Good. I'm seeing nice answers for both X and for Y. Those are both great answers. And now we just have one more to find. All right, so let's go through what we've seen so far. Yes, that's amazing. Well done. Okay, so the first place that we could start, we could either start within this triangle here and find Y, or we could start on this straight line here and find X. So I'm going to find X first. So I know that 2X plus 26 needs to equal 180 degrees because of angles on a straight line. So that means that 2x needs to equal 100. Oh, I feel like I'm not doing this in my head very well right now. So 2x is equal to 154, which means x is going to equal 77. Okay, so we now know that x is 77. Next, I'm going to work inside this triangle for my angles to find y. So I can say 26 plus y plus 14 plus y equals 180 degrees, sum of angles in a triangle. Okay, so 2y is equal to 140. I'm just moving that 14 and that 26 over, which means y is equal to 70 degrees. And our last one here is we need to find z. Now we know that this angle here is 26, and we've just figured out that this angle here is 70. And so if we add those together, we can use exterior angles of a triangle. And so Z is equal to 96 degrees. Okay. All right, so for this question, before we move on to our last rule of the day, can you tell me what you landed up getting? Did you get 3 out of 3? So did you get X, Y, and Z? Did you get 2 out of 3? Did you get 1 out of 3? Where were we sitting with this question? Well done. Oh my goodness, a 3 out of 3. That's so exciting. Well done. For those of you who are feeling a little bit lost, I don't want you to feel sad. Geometry sometimes takes a little bit longer for some people. And as soon as it clicks, it clicks. And it's an exciting day when that happens, but sometimes it just takes a little bit more time. Okay, well done to all of you. Okay, we're going to learn our last rule of triangles. And that's going to take us to the end of today's lesson. So for this rule, we're talking about triangles that have two sides that are the same length as each other. Oh, sure, I can. Let me just sit here for a little bit. So for anyone who needs this, let me just sit here for another minute and then I'll move down. Okay. Okay, so this last reason is talking about triangles that have two sides that are the same as each other, and they are called isosceles triangles. I know it's spelled absolutely ridiculously. Isosceles, that's the type of triangle they are called. And an isosceles triangle just means that two sides are the same as each other. And our reason, when we know that those two sides are equal to each other, then the angles that they face. So I like to think of these little lines as like little arrows that are pointing to tell us which angles are equal to each other. So this angle, because that's where that arrow is pointing, and this angle, because that's where the other angle is pointing, would be equal to each other. And our reason for this is angles opposite equal sides. And all that's meaning is that the angles that are opposite the equal sides are equal to each other. And so, because remember, our reasons are always sensible things. And so this one is just saying that if we have an isosceles triangle, the angles that are opposite those equal sides will also be equal to each other. So put this reason in your rule book that we're making or on your piece of paper, wherever you're keeping that information safe. And then we'll start playing around with some of these questions. Okay, let's try a question. So again, this is the first one of this new rule. So I'm going to do it for you, and then I'm going to let you try the second one. So if you have a highlighter, sometimes that helps in a test. Otherwise, just remember those are your arrows, and they tell you which ones are equal. So it's saying that this angle is equal to that angle. So I can jump straight into saying x equals 48 degrees, angles opposite equal sides. It's as easy as that. So just the most important thing with this rule is that you're making sure the right two angles are equal to each other. Okay. So can you please try B for me, and can you tell me what x and y are equal to? You may need to use two different reasons here. Okay, so for this one, I'm trying to find x and I'm trying to find y. Lovely. Beautiful answer for x. My answer and my reason. I love it. Now we're needing to find y. What's my reason? Close. You're both on a good track. I think if you can combine your two ideas together. Okay. So remember, these act as arrows to tell us which angles are the same as each other. So we can jump straight to saying that x is 35 degrees because of angles opposite equal sides. And now we know that this is 35. So we would say 35 plus 35 plus y is equal to 180 because of sum of angles in a triangle, which means y is equal to 110 degrees. Well done. I'm seeing good answers and I'm seeing good reasons, and that is what I like to see. Okay, can you try C for me? Again, you might have to combine two different reasons here. Good. Okay, I'm really liking the answers that are coming in for X. Okay, good. Okay, remember those are your two that would be the same as each other. Good. Okay, so X is 65. Angles opposite equal sides. Now let's see if we can figure out. So now I know that that's 65. Can you use that to figure out why? Okay. So for y, there's my triangle. That's my exterior angle, which is the sum of those two interior angles. So y would be 65 plus 65, and my reason is exterior angles of a triangle, which means y is equal to 130 degrees. So well done to those of you who got there. Excellent. Okay, now D, although it looks easy, I'm actually going to talk you through D because we have to do it in 2 steps. Otherwise, we don't end up getting all of our marks. So I'm just going to talk you through this one so that you know for future reference. I know that these two angles, so this one and this one, would be the same as each other. Now this one I have to call with the big letters because I don't have another way to talk about it. So I'm going to say BCA, which means I'm talking about that angle, is equal to X because of angles opposite equal sides. Okay, so now I know that this angle in here is equal to X. Then I can work with the idea that all of these together have to equal 180 degrees. So now I can say X plus 120 equals 180 because of sum of angles in a triangle. And so 2x is equal to 60, which means x is equal to 30. But we have to say this line first before we jump into this, otherwise we don't end up getting all of our marks. It's one of those annoying things, but it's necessary. Okay, so keeping that in mind, can you give E a try for me? So think about what we first have to say would be equal to what? I know it's a little bit nasty because of all the letters, but remember, use these as a guide to think about which angles are going to be the same as each other. Okay, so Hlomla, when you see 140 degrees, think about how big that angle would have to be if it was 140, because it means that it's going to be bigger than 90. So have a look at Y and think, can this angle be bigger than 90 degrees? Can it? 90 degrees, 90 degrees would look like that. And so if it had to be bigger than 90 degrees, that line would have to be on the other side of that 90-degree line. But it's less than, it's smaller than 90. There we go. Nice start, Daphne. So we can see that x has to equal y. So we know that these two have to equal each other because of angles opposite equal sides. Okay. And so then we can choose either we could call them both x's or we could call them both y's. I'm going to call this one an x. And so 2x plus 40 has to equal 180 because of my sum of angles in a triangle. Okay, so 2x is equal to 140, which means x is equal to 70 degrees. So well done to those of you who got there. But we also said right in the beginning that x is equal to y. So that means y is 70 degrees. And now we know that that's 70. And these two are next to each other on a straight line. So I can say 70 plus z is equal to 180 degrees. Angles on a straight line, which means z is 110. Okay, I'm going to give you one more question for the night, and then we are going to end it. So last question for this evening is F, and I'm looking for the angle of X and of Y. Just remember what these are telling us. What these lines are telling us, like little clues that they are giving us. Okay, guys, I'm going to start working through this question just because we're running low on time. But when we start our lesson on Wednesday, I'll pick up with a question like this. That is an amazing start. Yes, good. So 2x minus 5 has to be equal to x plus 30 because of angles opposite equal sides. Good. And then we can just move things around. So 2x minus x is equal to 30 plus 5. And so x is equal to 35 degrees. Well done to those of you who got there. Now, if x is 35 degrees, that means that this angle is going to be 65, because 35 plus 30 is 65. And we know that both of those have to be the same as each other. So now we can say 65 plus 65 plus y equals 180 because of sum of angles in a triangle. And so 130 degrees plus y is 180, which means y is equal to 50 degrees. And that is where we are going to call it a night. And I'm going to pass the mic on to Tula. Thank you for everyone for being here tonight, and I will see you on Wednesday.
Hello, grade nines. How are you guys doing? I'm seeing Sia has a hand up. Sia, is that an old hand or do you have a question?
I think it's an old hand because it's been there from the start.
Oh, okay. I'll just lower it. Thank you. How are you guys feeling? Are you guys feeling good? How's the lesson? Are you feeling confident? Let me just see, maybe thumbs up, thumbs down. How you guys feeling? Just want to check in. Okay, I'm seeing a couple of thumbs ups. Okay, that's good. That's good. Keep them coming. I'm just gonna share the screen in the meantime. I'm happy to see you guys are enjoying the lessons and following with everything. So thank you very much, Jen. We appreciate the wonderful lesson. So as you guys know, we're still doing geography, and we just completed our 5th lesson, and we have 3 more lessons to go. So we're really close to the finish line. It feels like it was just yesterday when this was all blank and we started. So we only have 3 more lessons to go. So make sure that you attend all of them, just so you have a well-rounded knowledge of geometry. You know, this is a tricky topic, but a lot of you guys are coming all right. So make sure that you join us again on Wednesday. Make sure that you join us again on Wednesday for the next lesson, which is going to be congruency. And before I just continue with that, I want you guys, remember that we want to try to help as many people as possible. So if you find that this is useful, right? If you find that these classes are useful for you, then chances are a friend of yours or someone you know from school, maybe who's struggling with math, also finds them useful. So make sure that you refer. We sent you guys a link on WhatsApp. I think all of you got it. Make sure that you send your friend that link so they can also attend a class with us and decide if they want to join the Watobe family. So yeah, sharing is caring. So make sure that you do that. And then so basically the homework is the same as last week, because we're still doing triangles. So go to geometry of straight lines on your app and then go and do this. Remember that the app is just there to supplement your learning, right? So make sure that you do activities on the app. And for those of you who are new, every Wednesday, we're going to do a leaderboard where we kind of point out the people who did the most activities in the week. You know, it's not about fully understanding maths or getting correct on all those activities, but just to those people who did try. So it's just for that. I don't know if anyone has any questions. Are you guys all good? Okay, all good. I'm seeing a couple of thumbs ups. Uzi says, I don't think I'll be available next week because of exams. Okay, that's understandable. Who else has exams next week? And do you have exams around this time? Neo as well. Tinashe. Okay, Offense is already written, but you're attending. That's very good, Offense. Adora, Lulama. There's a question about transformation, Jen. I don't know if you want to take that one. Sia is asking, I think your mic is muted.
Sorry, guys, I forgot I was muted. So yeah, I'll look up what we're doing next term, and I'll let you know on Wednesday in what order we're going to do things.
Okay, awesome. Good luck, Nogubonga. And Neo, you guys have tests tomorrow. Good luck with that. You can let us know on the chat on the Watobe app or on WhatsApp. Just let us know how it went. We'd love to hear how you did on the app, if these classes were helpful to you at all. So good luck. Good luck, Simpiwe. Good luck, Tando. Yeah, we really wish you guys luck. If no one else has a question, I think we'll let you guys go so you can go and study, prepare for your test. Good luck, everyone who's writing this week. We'll see you guys on Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of your evening.